Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm dying. I'm dying. I died.
What's up everyone, I'm LiQWYD, and for the next 6 months, I'm going to be taking on the hardest physical challenge of my life so far. Training for an Ironman 70.3 from basically scratch. For those of you who don't know, an Ironman 70.3 is a 1.9 kilometer swim followed by a 90 kilometer bike and then a half marathon or 21.1 kilometer run to end off. Come with me to experience all the lows, the highs, the failures, the learnings, and hopefully the successes, and see how all this turns out. And please, if you have any tips or advice at any point in this video, leave them in the comments below so we can learn together. Please, I honestly don't know what I'm doing. So I'm not super sure what prompted me to do this. Probably a combination of quarter-life crisis, wanting to improve my fitness, and also having paid the $500 sign-up fee when I was really excited one day, and now I can't take it back because it's non-refundable. But thank God for the power of YouTube, because just from watching a bunch of videos, I started to get a sense of what I actually got myself into. I watched videos from how to run and how to bike to how do I train for an Ironman? What do I expect on race day? What equipment do I need? But now I finally think I have a pretty holistic view of everything that I am now having to do for the next 6 months. Next, I started digging through what I already owned and then starting to buy the really basic equipment so that I could start training ASAP. Here's a list of all the things that I currently owned, and here's a list of all the things that I ended up buying just so I could kick off my training. If you notice, some of the things I currently own are relatively basic, like running shoes, but then like for swimwear, I used to be a competitive swimmer growing up. I haven't swam in like 6 years now, so that's way in the past, but still have some swimsuits that I can kind of squeeze into. Also, like the heart rate monitor, I joined Orange Theory for like a month and they gave me a free heart rate monitor when I signed up. And the bike was like a phase during COVID that didn't last very long, but I did end up buying a road bike, which is helpful now. If you notice, most of the things that I had to buy were like bike gear because I really didn't have very much. You don't really need a ton of gear to get started on the running or the swimming part, I think. But the biking, I'm based in Canada and it is really cold outside, so I'm not biking outside in the winter, which is why I got some of this bike stuff. But you can for sure forego it if you live in a sunny place and all you really need is a bike. I'm going to put links to all the things that I got down below if they're helpful. I think some of the things might be sold out already, but so in total, this first research phase took me about a week. I spent about $1,500 total, and I would say the difficulty, I would rate it like a 1 out of 5. So come with me to the pool for the first time in a long while to do a little baseline test to see how fast I can go and how far I can go on almost no training. I was pretty tired by the end of it, but honestly it didn't go terrible. I think the pace is fine. I don't think swimming is going to be a big chunk of my training. However, biking, on the other hand, is something that I really have no experience in. This, I think, is going to be a big part of my training, especially because this is a big part of the race as well. This is the indoor bike trainer that I bought, the Wahoo Kicker Core, connected to the app Zwift, which costs $25 a month. I'm doing a ramp test to figure out what my FTP is, which is basically what wattage I can bike for an hour. Here are my results. Nothing spectacular, but you know, you gotta start somewhere. Now for my running baseline test. This is what I really struggle with. I really can't run without my heart rate going through the roof. I'm talking 170, 180 beats per minute, even if I'm running at a super slow pace. Never really been able to figure it out, but I think I just need to start running slower, even if that hurts my ego a little. Oh, dang. If there are any runners out there with tips,
So I'm walking.
please share. I need them. As you can see, my results are pretty lackluster, and it's shown me I have a lot of work to do here. I also thought it would be interesting to see how my weight changes as I start training a little bit more. So here I am, currently sitting at around 146 pounds. In total, phase 2 took me approximately 3 weeks, cost me like $25, and the difficulty, I would rate it like 2 out of 5. A little bit harder than phase 1, but definitely like nothing too crazy.
new learning. I think we're gonna just try to keep the heart rate low. It's more about time on the saddle than anything else, and not kill myself every time I'm doing a workout. Just building the aerobic base, you know? Or at least that's what I'm telling myself.
Now the fun part. So this is the super basic workout plan that I created on a flight back from Albania based on the podcast that I had listened to, some of the videos that I had watched, and also some of my background doing workouts in the past and like knowing myself. To be honest, I don't really follow it. Like, I was so ambitious making my plan down to the day of like, Monday I'm gonna do this, Tuesday I'm gonna do this, as you can see. But realized very quickly that that's not super realistic to follow. Like, I have so many plans that just happen like last minute that I can't really account for. Sometimes I work 17-hour days and don't have time for anything else in my life. But then sometimes I don't. So suddenly I have all of this time to go do like a 2-hour bike ride on a random Wednesday. Either way, I've realized that I have to be flexible with my schedule, and instead now I'm kind of using my number of workouts per week and total hours worked out as a benchmark, as opposed to like, oh, Monday I didn't do my run and my strength training, now I'm off track. Or rather like, okay, this week I should be doing 2 runs, 2 bikes, 2 swims, and 2 strength sessions. Let's aim for that, do the best we can given the circumstances, and treat yourself with kindness, like give yourself some leeway. I think the key thing here is, at least for me, I used to get so demotivated so fast if I fell off the wagon, like, oh, if I can't do it perfect, then I'm not gonna do it at all. But if anything, this has really taught me to take it one step at a time. If you can do something in the right direction, just do it. Even if it's a 30-minute bike ride when you have no time, that's gonna be better than nothing at all. Even if you had, a 2-hour bike ride planned.
It is currently 11:41 p.m. Just finished work about 20 minutes ago. Realized I haven't gotten a workout in yet, so now is as good of a time as any. My room is an absolute shit show. I need to do laundry. But here we are. So wish me luck. Probably gonna keep it short, like 30 minutes or so. Look and feel absolutely dead. But I think this is gonna make me a little happier and more accomplished at the end of the day, so.
And also, just like a caveat, I don't think I'm like 1,000,000,000% the most dedicated person ever. Like, I'm not prioritizing working out over a lot of things in my life all the time. I think it's all about balance to make sure that it's sustainable for the next like 6 months. So I'm still prioritizing time with my friends. I'm prioritizing going home to see family. I'm prioritizing trips and vacations. Like, I went to Iceland for 9 days and I'm going to Mexico in like 2 days. I'm still prioritizing work. That's a big part of my life, whether I like it or not. Just a lot of things. So actually, just the other day, I got so anxious and like freaked out because I didn't realize that the elevation for this Ironman was crazy. Like, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think it's like 1,300 meters of elevation on the bike and like 1,000 meters elevation in the run, which is, at the time when I signed up, I didn't know how much that was. But now that I'm biking, 50 meter kills me. So I'm a little anxious. I'm starting to think that I really need to up my training more. Like, we're not that far off from the event.
Even though we are, but I don't know. I just feel like I need to be better at it, be at a better stage.
In total, phase 3 training took me about 2 months, cost like $50, and difficulty, I would say 2.93 out of 5, because definitely harder than baseline, but I'm still trying to take it relatively easy, build up an aerobic base, and just like try the training out. I think for the end of this initial phase and initial training block, I'm feeling very okay. I'm proud that I'm going to do this challenge. I think it's going to be really good for me and my physical health and my mental health. At the same time, I am so scared because I think I'm so far from being ready, and I'm worried that I won't have enough time to train. But here goes nothing. See you in the next one.